Welcome to Spiritual Mystic. My name is Katrina, and this is your Enchanted Journey card reading for Friday, November 17th, 2017. And the card for today is Ride the Waves. I think that this is an ongoing message for the whole week, that the tide has turned. And if you look up here, there's a little fairy. And if you could see the whole card and see all the details, the dolphins came up out of the ocean, picked up the fairy, and they're taking her on a wonderful ride, an exciting, adventurous ride. She may or may not have been looking for a dolphin to jump out of the water and carry her, but it did. And now she's riding the waves. She's being taken on an amazing adventure. The tide has turned and she's safe. She's safe with someone that knows the water. Nobody knows the water better than creatures that live in the water. And I think the amazing thing about this card is there are not a lot of mammals who live in the water, but dolphins are mammals. They're not fish. And they have to have air, just like you and I do. They surface a lot and they take deep breaths. And so they can maybe spiritually walk in two worlds at the same time. I think dolphins have amazing energy and they have an amazing message, no matter how the message is coming through. And even when there's another message attached, as in ride the wave, the tide has turned, it's your chance. That miracle has happened, abundance, and people who are going to help you make more and do more and be more have just jumped out universally, and there they are, and there is everything you need to ride the waves. Now, the other message here is when we're going through spiritual development and spiritual evolution, it's really hard to be a normal everyday person and go to work and make your kids lunch and pick your husband up and go to the movies and wash the clothes and mow the lawn. You've got all that going on, but you're trying to evolve spiritually, and it's almost like you become a split personality, or you don't know how to integrate the two. You don't. You learn to live in two worlds at once, like a dolphin. You learn that spiritually, you've got a connection. They live in the water, but they need the air. We live in a very mortal, very human world, and as long as we're in a physical body, we have to do that to survive. Even if we live in a cave, which I often say I'm going to go do, but that's another story, we still have to live in our human bodies, and we still have to be who we are. But then we start to realize that there's more to the universe, there's more to existence, there's even more to us. There's this thing inside of us that needs to come up out of the human world, up out of the reality that we live in every day, and connect to something else. It's like they live in the water, but they have to come up for air. We live in this human world, but we have to go up to connect to spirit, because the spirits are, we are spirit. There's this thing inside of our bodies that cannot be created or destroyed. It can change shape and form, but it's energy, and energy is going to always exist in some form and interact with other energy in some way. Our bodies are just vehicles that we're driving. The late, great John Lennon said that life was like, or death is like getting out of one car and getting into another. Our spirits leave this body and then they move on to something else. And riding the wave isn't about dying. It's about your spiritual connection. It's about realizing that inside of your frail, fragile, disposable human body is something much more magnificent, something that is going to continue to exist, something that needs to rise and connect to a higher power, to something outside of you. And that's what dolphins do every time they come up for air. They're coming out of their physical reality into the air. They take a deep breath, or they do this funny wiggly thing that keeps their bodies in the water, but their heads up so they're getting plenty of air. And we need to learn how to do that. We do. Because we are energy. We are an energy spark from a higher power. And when our bodies are used up, when we don't need them anymore, we're still going to be us. We're still going to think and feel. And so riding the wave is about connecting. It's about knowing when the tide has turned, when you can finally have all the abundance that you've ever dreamed of, when you finally recognize that Spirit has sent you people that help you connect, that help you move on, who help you transform and evolve, and enjoy all the things in the universe that Spirit gives us. If you would like to book some of my services, if you want to connect with me and see what I can do to help you, if you've got a particular problem that I might be able to help you with, the link from my website is on this video. My email address is freefullife@gmail.com. That's also on my website. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you tomorrow.